Imagine having crucial intelligence about a deadly plot targeting a major institution. But to deliver the warning, you have to physically punish yourself every time you get close to telling the truth. In the summer of 1992, 12-year-old Harry Potter believed the worst was behind him. He'd survived his first year at Hogwarts and thwarted a dark wizard's return. To his knowledge, the immediate threat was neutralized. But into that vacuum of knowledge steps a house elf named Dobby. He arrives in Harry's bedroom with news of an impending disaster, yet he is magically bound from actually explaining the mechanics of the threat. This creates a tragic paradox. The only early warning system for the greatest wizarding school in the world is a terrified, enslaved creature, forced to physically torture himself to communicate a fragmented piece of intelligence. The source text shows Dobby identifying a coordinated conspiracy specifically targeting the school. He identifies this as a planned event rather than a random occurrence. He follows with a stark assessment of the stakes. For Harry, returning to the grounds is a guaranteed death sentence. But when pressed for details, Dobby hits a wall, literally. He operates under a brutal magical NDA. His enslavement physically forces him to withhold the identity of the culprit and the exact nature of the plot, preventing him from giving Harry actionable intelligence. He does manage to leak one final detail. This new threat wields dark powers that even Albus Dumbledore, the most powerful wizard alive, supposedly lacks. This is a systemic information control failure. Vital intelligence that could save lives is locked behind a system of magical enslavement, rendering the whistleblower effectively mute. While a marginalized servant risks his life to deliver warnings in the dead of night, the adult authority figures actually in charge of Hogwarts remain completely oblivious. When rumors of the Chamber of Secrets begin to circulate, the school's leadership scoffs. Professor Binns, the school's historian, publicly dismisses the chamber to his students as errant nonsense, a myth designed to frighten the gullible. The leadership is blind because they are fighting the last war. They're anticipating a conventional external assault on the castle walls, leaving them with no protocols for a decentralized parasitic dark magic slowly infecting the school from the inside out. Because his masters have stripped him of his voice, Dobby resorts to extreme, rogue physical interventions. He intercepts Harry's mail, seals the platform barrier, and sabotages a Quidditch match to keep Harry away from the school. Because the adults in power dismiss their own ancient history and the warnings of those they consider lower class, Hogwarts' massive magical defenses are completely bypassed. The secret Dobby was dying to reveal eventually declassifies itself in the form of a teenage memory named Tom Riddle. Riddle employs a tactic that bypasses traditional magical strength, the malicious manipulation of an innocent student through a cursed diary. The dark magic infiltrated Britain's most secure location, unknowingly carried through the front doors at the bottom of an 11-year-old girl's backpack. Riddle's plot succeeded because it exploited the institution's specific blind spots, hiding within the vulnerable student body itself and using the school's protective nature against it. The immediate crisis is resolved. The memory of Riddle is destroyed and the monster is slain. But the overarching systemic issue that allowed the attack to happen goes entirely unaddressed by the heroes. We have to look back at Dobby, who calls himself and his kind the dregs of the magical world. They are the ones who suffered most under Voldemort's reign, and they continue to suffer even in peacetime. The oppressive social hierarchy that silences those who see the truth remains the recurring vulnerability of the wizarding world, more persistent than any single dark wizard. Voldemort's legacy was able to creep back into Hogwarts because the good wizards routinely ignore and subjugate their most vulnerable populations. Dobby operates as a whistleblower who understands the machinery of the plot, even if he is physically prohibited from exposing it for the people in power. If a society wants to stop history from repeating itself, defeating the monster in the basement isn't enough. It has to dismantle the systems that force its whistleblowers into the shadows.